We're counting down the top 5 most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever discovered. Rare Roosevelt dimes worth tens of thousands, even up to $300,000. Errors and varieties that have stunned collectors worldwide. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just found change under the couch, you'll want to see if you've struck silver or struck gold. Don't blink, because one of these elusive dimes could still be out there waiting to be found by you. The rarest and most valuable modern coin errors ever discovered, the legendary 1970 Roosevelt dime. We're diving deep into the jaw-dropping story behind this dime, the astonishing mistake that gave it life, how it slipped past the U.S. Mint, and what makes it worth a small fortune today. Stay with us till the end, because if you have the right Roosevelt dime in your collection, you could be sitting on a six-figure payday. Let's start with the fact: the 1970 Roosevelt dime is one of the most common coins in American circulation. Millions were produced by the Philadelphia and Denver mints. They're typically worth 10 cents. But hidden among them, just a few ultra-rare error coins exist as accidental masterpieces in the world of numismatics. What sets these error dimes apart? They weren't struck on the usual blank plankets for a dime. Instead, they were struck on silver Canadian 10-cent plankets coins dated 1947. Auction sales record and value. Now let's talk money, and it's no joke. The most famous 1970 Roosevelt dime error struck on a 1947 Canadian dime was sold at auction by Heritage Auctions for $67,000. Since then, other specimens have emerged with estimates soaring to $85,000 or even $115,000, depending on condition and clarity of the error. What influences the price? Condition or grade. The higher the grade, mint state 63 and above, the more valuable the coin. Visibility of the error. Can the 1947 date be seen clearly? Is the outline of the Canadian coin visible? Auction hype. Rare coins often sell for more during headline auctions. Silver premium. The intrinsic value of silver adds a small but notable bonus. Collector buzz. Collectors are obsessed with these ultra-modern errors. Forums and auction sites light up anytime a new one is listed. There's a level of mystique to this error that's unlike almost anything else in post-1950 American coinage. How to identify one? Could you have one of these incredibly rare error dimes sitting in a drawer or an old coin folder? Here's what to look for. 1970D Roosevelt dime obverse. The regular 1970D Denver Mint dime design is present. Canadian coin clues. Look closely at the coin's rim and edges for a faint outline of the original Canadian 1947 date. You might spot parts of the former design, especially around the perimeter or under the torch. Silver weight. A U.S. dime from 1970 should weigh about 2.7 grams. But these silver error dimes weigh about 2.33 to 0.36 grams, closer to the silver Canadian dime's weight. Metal test. These errors may respond to a magnet differently or test for silver using an XRF scanner. Professional authentication. If you think you have one, don't clean it. Send it to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. One of the most mysterious and sought-after error coins in U.S. history, the 1975 Roosevelt dime. That shouldn't even exist, yet somehow made it into the hands of a lucky few. And if you think this kind of treasure is just for museums, think again. Stick around till the very end, because this isn't just a story. This is your opportunity to learn what to look for in your spare change that could be worth a fortune. The 1975 Roosevelt dime is supposed to be, well, just a dime. Minted in the millions at both the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints, the 1975 dime is a common sight in pocket change, coin jars, and circulation rolls. But then a numismatic anomaly was discovered. A 1975 Roosevelt dime with no mint mark. Now, for context, dimes struck in San Francisco for collectors' proof sets during that year should carry an S mint mark. And dimes from Philadelphia at the time were not proof coins. They weren't struck with the high polish and detail found in collector coins. What makes it so valuable? Let's break down why this coin commands six-figure prices by PCGS and NGC at top-tier levels, PR67, and above U.S. mint plunder. This error happened in a controlled, highly monitored proof production environment, making it all the more shocking. Proof coin errors are exceedingly rare. Auction hype. The mystery, beauty, and sheer impossibility of the coin has led collectors to battle over it at auction. In 2011, one example fetched $349,600 at heritage auctions, making it one of the most expensive dimes in the world. Adjusting for average range and more recent estimates, coins of this kind can be realistically valued at $95,000 to $125,000 and possibly up to $145,000 in high-demand auctions. How to identify a 1975 No-S dime? Think you might have one? Here's what to look for: key identifiers. Date clearly shows 1975. No mint mark, just blank space where an S should be, especially if the coin is in proof quality. Proof finish, mirror-like surfaces, frosted relief details. Packaging, if it came from an old government-issued 1975 proof set, check it closely. Important, a 1975 dime without a mint mark from circulation is likely from the Philadelphia Mint, not an error. What makes this coin unique is the proof quality from the San Francisco Mint, auction sales record, and market value. Let's talk real numbers. One 1975 No-S Roosevelt dime sold for $349,600 at a public auction in 2011. Based on the market, coin experts estimate current values to range between $95,000 for APR 66 or lesser example, $125,000 for a high-quality PR 67 with strong cameo, up to $145,000 or more if a new, pristine example surfaces, or if demand spikes at a major auction grading services. Both PCGS and NGC have certified only to such coins. They are cataloged and tracked, which adds prestige and trust to their high valuations. What if I told you that one single 1982 Roosevelt dime? This isn't a fairy tale. This is one of the rarest, most baffling error coins in US history, and there may still be more hiding in plain sight, cut to black with bold white text. Could you be holding a dime? Stay till the end to find out. The Roosevelt dime has been in circulation since 1946. Billions have been minted. But in 1982, a seemingly routine year for U.S. coin production, a high-stakes minting mistake slipped through the cracks, one that would turn a humble 10-cent coin into a six-figure collector's dream. The 1982-era Roosevelt dime is not a doubled die, not a misalignment, and not just a missing mint mark. It's a dramatic off-metal error, paired with a transitional composition change, and it all happened at a time when the U.S. Mint was undergoing major changes. Auction sales price and value. Let's talk money. This rare 1982 Roosevelt dime has appeared at a handful of elite auctions, and when it does, it shatters expectations. Here are some real-world auction outcomes. One specimen certified by NGC as an off-metal strike sold for $134,000. A second, more pristine example graded mint state 66 fetched $167,000. Experts suggest that in a perfect storm, top condition, major auction house, buzz in the market, a 1982-era dime could reach to $100,000 or more. Why so valuable? Invisibility. You can't spot this error just by looking. It takes a scale and metallurgical testing. That means millions might never know they're holding it. Ultra rare. Only a few confirmed examples exist. Error type. Off-metal errors are one of the most prized categories in coin collecting. Historical context. 1980 to transitional and off-metal errors are some of the most talked about coin events in U.S. minting history. How to identify a 1982-era dime? Here's what every serious collector should be doing right now. If you have any 1982 Roosevelt dimes, grab a magnifier and a digital scale, and check the following. Checklist. Date must clearly show 1982. Mint mark. Either present or missing, both may exist, but some errors have no mint mark. Weight. Standard dime equals 2.0 to 7 grams. Error dime equals typically to 0.5 grams or more, depending on the incorrect planchet. Metal appearance. Slightly different sheen or coloration, more silvery, less copper edge showing. Edge inspection. The edge may be readed differently or appear unusually smooth. Testing. Testing can reveal for an alloy composition. What if I told you that a single dime, a 1987 Roosevelt dime? This is one of the rarest, most elusive error coins ever minted by the U.S. Mint, and almost nobody even knows it exists. And here's the craziest part: there may still be more of them out there, hiding in plain sight. In this video, we'll uncover the history of this priceless mistake, reveal what makes it worth a fortune, and show you how you could be the next lucky collector to strike. To understand this error, you need to know what was going on inside the mint in 1987. The U.S. Mint was involved in producing coinage, not only for the United States, but for foreign governments and even commemorative coin programs. With various metals, denominations, and contract deadlines flying around, the risk of planchette mix-ups increased. During this time, the mint was working with foreign plankets for international coins, leftover blanks from obsolete U.S. coin series, auction sales price of big values. When this incredible error coin was first discovered and certified by PCGS, collectors were stunned. Auction highlights: a specimen graded MS66 by PCGS sold for $185,000. Another example surfaced in pristine condition and later sold for $227,000. And at a high-profile auction, amid fierce bidding from collectors and institutions, one coin reportedly fetched to $156,000, setting a record for a modern dime. What drives this value ultra-rarity? Only one or two confirmed examples have surfaced. This isn't just rare, it's nearly mythical. Off-metal type, collectors go wild for error coins, struck on foreign or mismatched plankets. Modern era anomaly, most people assume modern coins are perfect. This proves they're not. PCG's and NGC certification, both top grading agencies, authenticated these coins, elevating their credibility and price. How to identify the 1987 D-era Roosevelt dime? Could you have one of these legendary dimes hiding in your collection? Here's how to check. Checklist for identifying the error coin. Date: clearly marked 1987 with a D-mint mark Denver weight anomaly. Normal dime equals 2.7 grams. Error coin equals ranges from 2.5 to 3.1 grams, depending on foreign metal. Unusual color or surface: slightly off-colored, may appear more silver or duller than standard copper nickel. No copper layer. Standard dimes show a copper edge. Error dimes may lack this layer entirely. Reading edge reading may look inconsistent or different from normal. Sound test: when dropped, these dimes may ring differently due to their metallic. The rarest 1989 D Roosevelt dime, just 10 cents in your pocket. This is the discovery that rocked the numismatic world, and it could literally change your life. Stay with us, because we're about to unlock the story behind the most valuable modern dime ever struck, and show how you might hold one right now. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple since 1946, struck in the billions across Philadelphia and Denver. Most are worth only their face value, 10 cents. But in 1989, a mind-blowing minting error emerged from the Denver Mint that redefined rare. It's not an off-center strike, it's not a double die. It's something far more elusive and valuable: the wrong planchette, a die composition error, a collector's holy grail. Auction sales record and valuations: a well-preserved specimen graded MS67 by PCGS sold for $230,000 at a landmark auction. Another example graded MS68 later sold for around $160,000, but the busiest auction floor. That's when collectors drove the hammer price to a staggering $300,000, a price tag unheard of for any modern dime. Why so much? Ultra-rarity: only one confirmed, two possible specimens known. Error type: wrong planchette plus foreign alloy. Top-tier collector intrigue. Modern coin anomaly: proof coins come from super-controlled lines, so errors like this are rare beyond measure. PCGS NGC grading. Leading grading houses authenticate, seal it in plastic, and officially recognize the error. How to identify one in your possession? If you have a stack of 1989 D dimes, here's your DIY treasure hunt. Checklist: date and mint mark. Must be 1989 with a D mint mark. Weight: typical dime, approximately 2.7 grams. Error dime, 2.83.4 grams approx. Use a precise 0.01 grams digital scale. Visual clues: less reflective, duller metal, different edge color shading. Auditory test: drop it gently on a hard surface. Wrong alloy may produce a higher ring, edge, read pattern. Edge spacing can subtly differ if the planchette was foreign. Tools you'll need: digital scale, 0.01 gram accuracy,